Good afternoon. This is Lisa Girardi with the Chicago Dental Society, and today it is my pleasure to introduce you to Jefferson Davis. Jefferson's America's leading expert on exhibiting productivity and performance. Jefferson is our trade show expert of choice who has created our Exhibitor ROI Center and leads at the E3 Exhibit Effectiveness Evaluation Program. Today, he will discuss integrating social media to drive booth traffic. Please join me in welcoming Jefferson Davis.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. And, most of you listening today probably do a lot of other shows, a lot of other dental shows. And I don't know about you, but I always felt like the only time I heard from the show organizer was when they wanted to sell me something, or when they wanted to check, or when they sent me that service kit with all that stuff that I had to do. And so, Lisa, really, the core philosophy at the Chicago Dental Society is add value. They don't want to just rent you concrete and hope it works out for you. So Lisa's really gone to bat in a big way for exhibitors over the years to keep ongoing exhibitor education as part of your exhibit package. And since you're on the webinar, you're probably familiar with the Exhibitor ROI Center. This is your 24/7, 365 knowledge resource portal. There's over $15,000 of free content from downloadable tools, planning exercises, targeted webinars, articles and white papers, and the ability to, at any time during your exhibit program, you got questions. I got a team of 10 trade show experts that are on call for free, all part of your CDS exhibit package. And to my knowledge right now, they're the only major dental show in North America that is going this far to help ensure your success. And that's all courtesy of Lisa, again, really going to bat for her exhibitors. So the content is organized into a 5-step consumption plan. There's a lot of content up there. So if you'll just follow the plan, download the tools, do the 5 planning exercises, watch either like this, the live webinar, or any of the replay webinars to help you complete those planning exercises, read the articles, and fire away with your questions. It's all free, no sales pitch, totally here to help you succeed. The key takeaway here is to bookmark the URL, share it with everybody on your team, and be sure to check back because we're continually updating it. So let's jump into our topic of today. If you've been with me over the years, you know that I'm an absolute believer that pre-marketing your participation is critical to your success, especially in a large show like the CDS Midwinter Meeting. You cannot just rent space, show up, and hope the right people find you. Ideally, you'll be executing an integrated marketing campaign using as many different media as your budget, your time, and your skill set enables. And we have several webinars on the ESRC that take a deep dive into these topics. Today, we're going to laser focus, put our attention right on integrating social media into your exhibit program. So I want to start with a poll. I would like to find out, do you currently use social media to promote your Midwinter Meeting exhibit? The poll is live. Take a look at the screen, click the radio dial button that applies. I'll give you just a moment. We've got a really good turnout at today's webinar, so I'm excited to see, and I'm going to share the results of the poll. Okay, so about 80% of you have polled. If you haven't done so yet, please do so now. I'll give you just another few moments. On 3, 2, 1, last chance to submit your poll. Here goes the results. All right, so congratulations, 49% of you are using social media. My hope for you today is that we'll share some ideas and some best practices that will make your trade show social media efforts more productive. For those of you who are not using it, I hope we'll excite and encourage you to integrate it as part of your exhibit marketing campaign. And for those of you who are in the sometimes range, I hope it will also encourage you to try to use it really for every show you do. So let's move into our content here. Like anything, there are pros and cons. And, the cool thing about social media, unless you're buying pay-per-click ads, for the most part, it's free. So pretty good reason to use it. Social media is not as intrusive as email. The average business person today is getting 148 emails a day. It's almost like email has become the new junk mail. I'm not saying you shouldn't use it, but don't count on it, right? The cool thing about social media, it really gives you that ability to extend your reach in all three time frames, pre, at, and post, beyond your physical exhibit. You can use it to tease, to educate. You can do quick and cheap market research. One of the big benefits is a well-constructed message can go viral quickly. I mean, you could be reaching tens of thousands of dental professionals with a good message. And the other thing today with cell phones, cameras and video and always on internet access is it's really easy to post content on the fly. So there's a lot of good reasons to use it. Some of the reasons for companies who aren't really using it or are struggling with it are unrealistic expectations. It's like we think that we're going to post a picture and that we're going to get 1 million hits, right? Second is sometimes the results are not super quick, not fast. It takes time, like anything, to build a following and to really understand what content is going to most engage them. Then we've got the overchoice with channels. What channels should we actually use? Right? It seems like there's a new social media chat popping up every day. I mean, now we've got this, from Snapchat to TikTok. Right? There's so many different channels we could use. It takes time. The reality is, there's no free lunch, even though it doesn't cost necessarily in money to use. It takes time. There's a learning curve. This is it's an emerging media. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of testing. Sometimes it's not easy to gauge impact beyond the number of likes or comments or retweets. And unfortunately, seems like the rules and the algorithms are changing constantly. So in my opinion, the pros outweigh the cons, right? There's all those reasons to do it really outweigh the reasons why maybe we shouldn't do it. So let me ask you my second poll question of the day, because I want to share some research here in a moment. What media platforms which social media platforms do you use for trade shows, right? Polls live. And you can select all that apply here. If you're using more than one channel, go ahead and select that. Okay, the results are coming in. It looks like about 70% of you have polled so far. We're pushing 80%. If you haven't polled yet, I will share the results in one moment. Last chance to poll on 3, 2, 1. Wow, we got 84% of you have polled. Thank you very much. Well, here comes the results. So it looks like Facebook is number one. 91% of you indicated you're using Facebook. Instagram and LinkedIn were tied at number 2, and Twitter came in at number 3, and only 11% are using YouTube, which is probably a little surprising. So Let's start off with some research that was conducted last year by Exhibitor magazine. They wanted to really get an understanding of how are exhibitors integrating media, social media into the program. And you'll notice on the left, the different channels. So the number one channel being used was Facebook, which is on par with what you're doing. Number two was Twitter, which showed up number three on your list. Number three was LinkedIn. So we're not far off of what other exhibitors are doing. To me, one of the exciting pieces of this research was what objectives, how are exhibitors using, what objectives are they using social media to support, right? And you'll notice the top of the list at 83% was increasing brand awareness. 83% felt their social media program was helping them increase awareness. Number two was driving more traffic to their website or a microsite with 69%. And number three was, which really excites me, increasing their booth traffic, right? 57% said that social media was making a big difference in traffic to their booth. So by showing you these objectives, it kind of helps you think about, why are you using social media? What specific objectives are you trying to achieve? And that's pretty much your top 9 list. Now, the other thing from the study was, how are you tracking, right? What metrics are you using to gauge the effectiveness of your social media? And you can see the top of the list was the number of impressions, which is very similar to advertising. Oftentimes when we're running advertising, we're looking at how many people are we reaching, the number of impressions. But tied for 2 was tweets, retweets, or mentions, where people are mentioning or retweeting your posts, and commenting, liking, or adding to your content, tied for number 2. Number 3 was click-through rates. So having the viewer take some action as a result of viewing your post. And number 4 was tracking the number of fans, friends, or followers. So the question for you then is, what metrics are you currently using to gauge the effectiveness of your social media efforts? So we're going to get into now, almost like David Letterman used to do, a top 10 list, right? So I thought it'd be good to kind of share top 10 trade show social media practices. Number 1 is, if you're new or you're short on time, don't try to dabble in all the options, right? There's just too much, right? What you want to do is find maybe the top 2 that really fit your company, your product, your industry, the top 2 that your target audience is actually engaging with for business, right? And then once you do select on those 2, you've got to make an ironclad commitment to a consistent marketing campaign. You don't want to just show up, have 2 or 3 posts before midwinter meeting, and then go silent. And so once you get committed to that, you're going to want this to be year-round, not only trade show specific. It's really important to sit down and develop a social media plan and a posting calendar. And I'll give you an example in a few minutes of what that looks like. Number 2, best practice. Be sure to piggyback on show management's efforts. Watch what they're posting, right? Follow. So you'll see on the screen here, the Chicago Dental Society's Facebook page, the Twitter handle, right? At Chicago Dental, #CDS, #CDS20, right? The Instagram and LinkedIn. So make sure that you connect to all of these sites if you're using these platforms. Notice what CDS posts, looks for key messages. Notice key words they use, key phrases, because that'll help you get more views of your content if you tie in to what they're posting. And be sure to follow CDS and stay up to date on the posts. When you see a great post coming from CDS, share it, retweet it, comment on it, right? Let people know you're going to be at the show. Give them your booth number. So number 2 is piggyback on show management's efforts. Number 3, very important here, try to learn what channels your audience is paying attention to. One way to do that is you could ask your staff on inbound and outbound calls, ask your customers, what social media channels are you using for business, right? You do a quick email survey to your customers, and using a program like SurveyMonkey, right? Do an email. Once you get into each channel, look at your customers, look for the groups that they're part of, join those groups, post content, and respond to posts. You want to have somebody, especially if you're real active on social media, that is responding to your audience's posts. Like, retweets, and engage with your followers. This will help you build an audience. Practice number 4 is about posting frequency as a starting point or a minimum. Start with your calendar, with your dates and your topics. And then, 2 months before showtime, you probably want to get out in that at least once a week window. When you get into that month before show, 3 to 4 weeks, 2 to 3 times a week. When you're really getting close to the show, in that 1 to 2 week period, 3 to 5 times a week, you definitely should be posting during the show. And you want to go 2 to 3 times show specific content, 2 to 3 times a week, 1 to 3 weeks after the show. This is only a sample schedule. You may do more, you may do less, but this will certainly help you get a lot of activity going on your social media accounts. Next, we mentioned this, I'm going to mention it again. If you really want to get high viewership, the Chicago Dental Society is a well-established brand. So by including the show name, the hashtag in your posts, it will draw a lot more traffic to your posts. Got to keep those posts short. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and a video is worth even more. Got to remember, everybody's got a really short attention span today. So photos and video. And what I found personally in using social media for trade shows, that when I post a short video, I'll typically get 4 times the views, likes, or comments than if I only post text, or if I only post text and a photo. With the explosion of YouTube, videos are extremely powerful. Your videos do not have to be broadcast quality video. In fact, just having a cell phone with a camera, you can create some incredible posting content. There's also, most of the products social media are now building some form of a live streaming function into it. Facebook's got it, but there are also third-party live streaming like Periscope and Meerkat. So if you're going to be launching a new product at the show, or doing in-booth demonstrations or presentations, anything like that, okay? Next, make sure your content is relevant and important. Relevant gets you noticed. Importance gets engagement, right? So think about the goals, the issues, the challenges, the government regulations, the health and safety concerns. What does your audience really care about? Try to post around topics your audience cares about. When you're promoting your exhibit, 4 keywords: see, do, learn, and get by visiting your booth. The dental attendee really falls in the medical profession, and the primary reason dental professionals come to trade shows is to learn. So make sure there's something to learn by visiting your booth. Okay, and don't be shy about pointing out what makes you, your people, your process, your products better, unique, different. Everybody's looking for what makes you different. There's a lot of products out there that look similar. And so what you want to do is make sure that you're making your unique selling proposition crystal clear. Great place to promote it through social media. Next. New is a magnet. If you have anything new, emphasize new in your posts. Photos include links to websites or downloadable white papers or brochures, educational materials. Number 9, have a crystal clear call to action. Know what you want your audience to do after they read your post. Okay? Next. Call to action. Make sure you have a clear call to action, typically right in the middle and toward the end of the copy. And number 10, best practice. Finally, remember this. It's not about hard selling. It's about sharing content. It's about building conversations, right? So educational content is one of the best things that you can do, right, through your social media platform. And if you don't have a lot of content that you're creating yourself, curate, share other thought leaders' content. Hey, if it's relevant to your audience, don't be shy about sharing it, okay? And also the human side of your business. You know, at the end of the day, people want to do business with people. So really showing, you know, the backside, the people within your business, how you came up with your product, right? Pay attention to conversations. Start conversations or comment on them. Hyperlinks, another way to really build engagement into your social media. Okay, so on the screen now is an example of a social media posting calendar. Okay, I would encourage you could use this as an example. There's probably free ones you can download on Google. If you just Google, you know, social media posting calendar, but you'll notice that it has what network, the time of day, the content type, you know, what type of topic it is, the specific copy they're going to post, and then the hyperlinks that you're going to link to. And one of the best practices, if you're using multiple social media platforms, is you might want to look into an aggregator social media management tool. And I've listed the top 7 on the screen, and they've come a long way. So if you're doing a lot of social media, you can manage all of it through one portal, and that'll make your life a lot easier. All right, for the rest of our time here, we're going to kind of high point the 5 top media, talk about the people who use it, what they like, give you some ideas on how to integrate it into your trade show, and posting ideas. So Facebook, number 1, people are looking for authenticity. They're looking for that personal touch. They want to know that there's a real person behind the company who's posting. So you want to make your messaging direct and to the point. You want to provide links as much as possible. The basic uses for a trade show would be to set up a company page, have your company's Facebook page, and then set up an event page for each show you do. You can add custom tabs to showcase what shows you're going to be at. And Facebook has some extremely powerful targeting tools. So you can focus your effort on the specific people you want to reach. All of these platforms have pretty in-depth online tutorials. Best times of day to post Facebook: Thursday and Friday between 1 and 4 p.m., Saturday and Sunday between 12 and 1 p.m. The first thing you should be doing is announcing your exhibit, letting them know we're going to be at the CDS Midwinter meeting. Here's the dates. Here's where it is. Here's our booth number. Here's what we'll be showing. And here's why you should be interested. Pictures, videos. Tell them what they're going to see, what they're going to do, what they're going to learn, what they're going to get. Customer stories, right? Case stories about problems you solved. If you have any cool, unique giveaways, talk about that. If you got a new product you're going to be demonstrating, talk about that. If you're doing educational sessions, if you have celebrities, hospitality events, all the things you can post. Twitter, people who use Twitter really like the messages, and Twitter forces it to be short, simple, and straight to the point. Links are the way you really activate Twitter. Hashtags help the message relate to a group of people. So make sure that you're keeping your message short. It used to be 140 characters, now it's 280. Baseline, make sure you've got the CDS Midwinter Meeting hashtag in your Twitter posts. You could create your own theme and create a hashtag around it. Use it before, during, and maybe even after. Encourage your customers to tweet and retweet your content and acknowledge them when they do, right? And you might even go as far to have a Twitter video screen or even a wall in your booth. Best times of day to post on Twitter, according to the research, Wednesday at noon, Monday through Friday from 12 to 3, and at 5 p.m. The same ideas on posting. What I would do on Twitter is really emphasize rewards, games. There's some cool interactive devices you can use on Twitter. Again, there's tutorials for that. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a different animal. LinkedIn is the B2B social media platform, right? People who are using LinkedIn really are looking for professional growth. They're looking to learn. They're looking to network, right? So this is a great place for you to post content if you're looking for dealer, distributors, employees. It's a great place. Once again, you can set up a company page. You should use keywords, right? You can set up a showcase page. And I strongly encourage you to look at what groups your customers are part of and join those groups and get active. The best times of day to post on LinkedIn are Tuesday between 10 and 11 a.m., Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m. and 5 to 6 p.m. The very first thing you should do with LinkedIn is send an event invite to all of your connections and promote in groups. Focus on learning on LinkedIn. Make sure you're really emphasizing what they're going to learn. That's what the LinkedIn audience wants. And for people you're already connected with, be sure to use InMail because the open rate on InMail is extremely high. YouTube would really be the placeholder for your videos, and you can use those links throughout all your other social media channels. You may already have videos you can repurpose. You definitely want to have targeted keywords and search terms so people can find your videos. Teaser videos about what's happening at your booth. Showing your booth being set up with time-lapse video, right? That's a really cool thing. Customer stories, customer interviews, and video content from other activities, okay? Instagram. It's all about the pictures, right? High quality images with relevant hashtags. They're looking for authenticity. Set it up, load your business logo, link it to your website. Add the show's logo. Right? Use geotags and use the same videos. Instagram, finally. Post Monday through Thursday, not 3 to 4 p.m. Stand by, everybody. I'm having a little technical glitch on my side. I'll be back in All right, I'm back. I apologize, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Hopefully that gave you time to think about any questions that may have arisen on your end. So Instagram, according to the research, the best days and times to post are Monday and Thursday, anytime but 3 to 4 p.m., which is weird, but that's what the research tells us. And Wednesday at 5 p.m. and can't see the other time on my screen here, 7 p.m. Instagram's all about the pictures, right? So if you could come up with some cool pictures about your products being used in the practice, in the clinic, right? How they're being used, before and after shots, right? The difference that your products are making in people's lives. Using pictures to tell a story, right? You know, building a story with a series of pictures over time. Capturing your company's important moments, right? Short videos. You can also use Instagram Live and Instagram Stories to drive attendees to your booth. Another way to use it at the show site. If you're holding any form of contest, promotion, or giveaway, make sure you include the word win, contest, promotion, or giveaway. And always ask your Instagram viewers to like, retweet, and follow your account for a chance to win. Now, we've talked a lot here about social media in terms of, you know, the research, the pros and the cons, how exhibitors are using it, what objectives they're trying to support, what metrics they're using to measure. We took you through a top 10 list, the 10 best practices, and we've given you some ideas on how to use each channel. And social media marketing is free, but CDS, there's a couple really powerful opportunities that if you're serious about building your brand and driving traffic, I would encourage you to at least take a look at. Okay, number one is the CDS ad pack. The clutter in the email box is so intense that the mailbox has become really light. So CDS does the ad pack that they mail directly to all pre-registered attendees. The key with this, though, the close date on it is Friday. So if you're interested in that, I would encourage you to reach out to Lisa or the CDS team immediately. Because it's limited to just 12, it's really powerful. I would encourage you to take a look. Number two, the virtual trade show bag. This is a really innovative marketing program created by CDS. This will be emailed to attendees on Monday, the week of the meeting. It also shows up as a dedicated tile in the mobile app. Lisa, is there anything you would like to add about this virtual trade show bag?
With the virtual bag, you will be able to see on the back end how many attendees actually click through your tile. Again, you have a variety of options. You could make it a coupon. You could add a video. You have some flexibility with the creation of your tile. And the bag will remain open through the following Friday, the week after the meeting. As a sponsor of a tile, you'll be able to go in on the back end and see all of the reports and then do any follow-up with any attendee who sends you information through that bag. So this is a nice thing. You'll also, if you download the mobile app, which is coming out next week, I believe, you'll see the tile, but you as an exhibitor will also be able to view what other exhibitors have done.
All right, thanks, Lisa. That's a really unique opportunity. It's surprisingly very affordable too. So if you're really looking to augment your social media efforts, and you may be able to tie your social media into your content that you're including in the virtual bag. So I encourage you to reach out, take a look. That'll close on February 1. You know, due to GDPR and also just the industry preferences, you know, CDS can no longer really give email addresses and things like that. But you do have the ability to advertise in targeted e-blasts that the communications department sends to the midwinter meeting attendees. And that's a way to get in their email box through a trusted source, which is the Chicago Dental Society. Next, there was one more opportunity I wanted to talk about here, which is the mobile app. We are seeing a high adoption rate of attendees using the app to navigate their journey, to track a lot of things. You have the ability to do two things on there beyond the virtual trade show bag, which will automatically put you on the mobile app. You can place banner ads, push notifications. I'll give you an example. I was at a show recently. We were on the show floor doing E3, and American Express had created an escape room on the show floor. And when I got within 100 feet of their booth, a push notification showed up on my cell phone. I was intrigued. I had to go check out the escape room. So push notifications can be timely and extremely relevant and can drive a lot of booth traffic. Lisa, was there anything else you wanted them to know about these 4 really additional marketing ops?
Well, another one ties into the mobile app and it is the digital booth that's part of your package. Right now, when you go to our website, we have the virtual floor plan, which is up as of November 1 and will continue to be posted on our website through June. And if you go ahead and develop out your digital booth, that digital booth is what actually syncs to the mobile app. So as you are uploading podcasts or products, new products, show specials, all of that will be tagged immediately to your exhibit identification within the mobile app. So that is free. So every exhibitor has one, and we encourage you, because that is how attendees will find products and services, an alphabetical list of the exhibitor. Plus, we have a 3D floor plan, which will be able to show attendees from anywhere in the West Building how to get to your booth.
Oh, nice. A wayfinder, huh?
Yes.
Wow, that'll track them right to your booth. That is super cool. Please give, Lisa mentioned the online floor plan, so Lisa, when they click on the booth, then I would imagine the exhibitor listing pops up in a pop-up, right?
Correct. The attendees will be able to sort by an alphabetical list of exhibitors, by products. The exhibitor will log into the exhibitor login portal under the Information for Exhibitors tab. Put the email and password that you created at the time of application, and that takes you to your digital booth. There you can upload your corporate logo, which we strongly advise that you do so, and you can go through the media section and enhance it as much as possible. It's all digital. We're not putting space requirements on. And like I said, this has been up since November 1, and it is going to be syncing. It syncs now to the mobile app, and we'll keep it online because after midwinter we get a number of attendees saying, "Hey, I saw this product, but I lost the business card." So we keep it up as an additional resource to our attendees and exhibitors so that you can connect even after the show.
Awesome. And please give careful thought as to how you write your exhibitor listing. This is a really underutilized marketing op for exhibitors. In fact, we put a new article up on the Exhibitor ROI Center called How to Rewrite Your Exhibitor Listing to Drive Traffic. So Lisa, when an attendee goes to the floor plan, they click on an exhibit, the description pops up. Does the attendee have the ability to click Add to My Show Planner?
Yes, they can create their own agenda, and they can print it off. They can save it, because all of our members can sign into and create their own trade show. So they
Yeah,
can like people and put a star next to them and plot it out on their booth. So when they go back in, they'll know what booths they want to target during the show.
that's awesome. Yeah. So remember, when you write your exhibitor description, when somebody clicks on the category, clicks on your booth, and your description pops up, um, what do you want that visitor to do? Ideally, you want them to add to either a My Show Planner or a favorite list. That way you get on their agenda. So please go download that article. If you've already submitted your exhibitor listing description, and if you have the ability to tweak it, that's a really under optimized free marketing resource that unfortunately very few exhibitors really do a good job with. So make sure you spend a little time with your description. So, okay, so we're at the buzzer. I want to summarize this and open it up for questions. The big idea is that pre-marketing your exhibit is critical. It's not a maybe. It's not a, oh, I'd like to if I find the time. It's an absolute critical success factor. Social media is a really powerful media to integrate to help you build brand awareness, create engagement, and drive traffic to your booth, right? Remember, don't dabble in all the platforms. Try to find out what are the top 2 or 3 that your customers are engaging with and start there and really master those 3. Remember that each platform, the users have unique preferences, which we talked about in the 5 channels we overviewed. That posting calendar is going to save you so much time and so much hassle. Always, always, always use the show hashtags and show names. And remember, today it seems that short videos, minute to a minute and a half videos are outperforming just posting copy and or images. And finally, remember with social media, it's really about building your community. It's about engaging. It's about educating. It's not about going in and necessarily hard selling. So I'm going to take a look in the question queue. And while I do that, Lisa, were there any additional closing comments or thoughts from your end?
Well, I want all of the exhibitors to take advantage of any of these tools. Of course, if you have any questions at all, or if you have any difficulties navigating through our website, please don't hesitate to contact me directly. Jefferson has his email up, but mine is lgerardi, so it's GIRARDI at cds.org. And I will respond to your email, or if you're more comfortable calling, my number is 312-836-7327.
All right, thanks, Lisa. The first question we have that I think is in your wheelhouse, someone is asking, I see that hashtag CDS20 is attached to another conference. And I'm not sure what the question means, but is that correct? Is it attached to another conference?
No, it should only be attached to Midwinter Meeting, but if another conference is coming up that's using that, because I'll let Rachel Schaefer, our Director of Communications, know, because that's the one we have been using since November 1st when the preliminary program went live.
Okay, she is saying, Lisa, that on Twitter, it's a conference in Hamburg. So maybe put that as a look into if you both have the same hashtag there, hashtag CDS20. Maybe have your social media department take a peek.
I will send them an email immediately.
The next question was the exhibitor magazine research for CDS or exhibitors across all trade shows? It was North American B2B, business to business trade shows. So it was not industry or show specific outside of North American business to business trade shows. Next question, what do you think about links that take people away from the platform? I heard it's frowned upon from the platforms. I haven't really heard that it's frowned upon. I mean, obviously they want people to stay in the or Twitter or whatever, but they do understand when the person engages with your content, you are free to direct them wherever you want them to go after that. If you have any questions on any specific media, you could look in the Q&A or even the help section. You could probably email or chat with the platform to ask if posting links that take them out of the platform is problematic. Someone asked, social media marketing is free. For the most part, unless you're buying pay-per-click ads or you're doing, like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, for the most part, free. There's no sign-up fee for Twitter. There's no sign-up fee for Facebook. It's when you're going to buy targeted pay-per-click advertising is where. That raises me to a question, what is a general investment we should consider for Facebook ads? Before you spend any money on buying advertising on Facebook, reach out to your customer base and find out if they are actually using Facebook for the dental practice. It's one thing to have people posting pictures of their cats, their dogs, and their family on Facebook, but it's another thing to use it for business. And what I'm finding is that the business world, for the most part, outside of having company pages and trying to draw people that way, I don't think it's a big thing, but don't take my word for it. Talk to your customers. I would really encourage you to take your top 20 customers and write a 3-question social media survey, put it on SurveyMonkey, email it to all your customers, and ask them. We got a question: how does the algorithm that shares posts out of order on Instagram and other platforms affect posting times? That's a pretty technical question. It's beyond my knowledge at this point. I would encourage you to reach out to Instagram directly and ask them about what the algorithm is and how it distributes posts. So I think that is all I'm seeing for questions. Once again, I want to thank everybody for being an exhibitor at CDS Midwinter Meeting. I promise you this: if the dental marketplace is important to your company, you are in the right show. But you've got to do your part. Like you showed up today on this webinar, download the tools, do the exercises. You can win big at the game of exhibiting, but you got to put in the work. And that's what Lisa and I are trying to do, and the entire CDS team is trying to give you access to the right information at the right time frame. So use what you learned here today. Be sure to complete the post-show exhibitor survey, and I will be on site this year at CDS. We're doing the exhibiting effectiveness evaluations. We're doing the entire show. So either myself or one of my team members will see you on the show floor in Chicago. And finally, remember this: if you have any questions about exhibiting, just go to the Exhibitor Success and ROI Center, step 5, where it says Ask the Trade Show Experts. Click, fire away with your questions. Let the learning continue on the ROI Center. So on behalf of Lisa Girardi and the CDS management team, Jefferson here, and my team at Competitive Edge, I've really enjoyed spending this time with you. Hopefully you got a couple ideas that will help you take your social media to the next level. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great CDS meeting, and for that matter, a great new year. Thanks for logging in, everybody. This concludes our webinar on integrating social media into your trade show program.